Secondly, and a little more subtly, but I think just as importantly, is something I would call beyond Tina. Folks may remember Margaret Thatcher's invocation of this phrase, Tina, there is no alternative, borrowed from Herbert Spencer, actually. I think he coined the phrase, came through the Shell business unit in the 1980s. The idea was, and it was a very powerful idea for American leaders, to say to the rest of the world, look, in the 1980s, sometimes you may not, in fact, frequently you may not like some of the things that the United States does in the world, or some of the principles by which we propose to order world order, human justice, social affairs in other countries. But here's the real choice. The real choice is American order or 1930s style anarchy and chaos. There is no alternative. If that's the real choice, then there is no alternative. In other words, if you don't like what the United States is doing, the best choice is always still to stay in the game and try to influence American policy a little bit on the margins, because the alternative to American leadership is no leadership at all. And that's actually a very powerful argument, and it's a very good argument when others believe it, right? Because it gives you a lot of wiggle room, right? It is our belief and our proposition that that view is no longer held anywhere in the world with the exception of Washington, D.C. Now, that's a challenging reality. Right? And we see evidence of that. We can talk a little bit about the evidence we sort of cite in the book having to do with issues around, for example, the US dollar, issues having to do with the way in which the G20 does or does not work, and so on and so forth. But if the Tina argument is gone, then the time for real leadership actually emerges as an opportunity.